Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Just Jasa. As you know, every Wednesday, I am tasked with finding amazing SheEOs to come on and talk to us about their journey, what they have to offer, as well as a little bit of advice they can give us for these growing entrepreneurs in the world, right? And I have been privileged with finding some amazing women for the lineup for the next couple months. So, with that being said, right? First, obviously, I have to make sure subscribe, turn on your notifications, come back every Wednesday and Saturday now for our Just Jasa topics, as well as the remainder of the SheEOs we have lined up to join this community, y'all. Woo! So much to say. But today's SheEO goes by the name of Simone Jones. I have been so excited to get her on here. Her spirit is so amazing. I love her character. She is just all around super exciting to talk to. I am really, really excited, y'all. For one, because I've been dying to get her on this channel, y'all. We have been talking back and forth for months to get this scheduled, but it's finally here. I get to record with her, interview her, hear her story. She is a custom jeweler, y'all. She makes amazing jewelry. I have already had testimonies on her work, so I'm super excited to give that to you guys, share her experience. Once again, she is just so amazing. I love her bubbly spirit. We just automatically vibed the first conversation we had, okay? So with no further ado, make sure you guys stay after the intro so you can get all of her information, get to know her just as well as I have, and we can get this started, y'all, okay? This is Just Jasa's SheEO segment. I can't wait to talk to her. Let's do this. Welcome back. Like I told you, we will be interviewing the amazing Simone. I am so excited, y'all. I already told you, I have been waiting to do this interview. I can't wait to hear her journey. It's been so long, but I'm ready. So obviously, thank you so much for coming on. I know who you are. Please tell us, what do you do? Who are you? Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Simone, and I am a jewelry maker. I am based on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia. And I've been making jewelry for about going on 5 years now.
Okay. What type of jewelry do you make?
I specialize in creating customized jewelry. I love doing the photo portraits, the memorial charms for people, especially for someone who just lost a loved one. It's something special that brings me joy, knowing that I'm able to bring some kind of comfort to them with something like, something small, something special. So that's where I specialize in.
I love that. And it's actually how I got in touch with you is through one of our mutual friends, Nicole Love. And
yes,
she was
ma'am.
Yes, I love her. She was telling me how you did some amazing work for her, and I just had to talk to you. So tell me, how did you get into making jewelry? What really inspired you to do it?
To be honest, I don't know. I've been a stay-at-home mom for a really long time. I've been a full-time stay-at-home mom for about 10 years now. What? So once my youngest son started school, I wanted to find something to do to occupy my time. And so I dibbled and dabbled in different journeys. I did makeup, I did hair, I did nails. And at the time, my husband was actually doing a pallet business. So he would have leftover wood that he wouldn't have any use for. And I would try to put stuff together. And I guess that would be where it started. I liked building the shelves and doing tables and things like that, but it was just taking too long. The measurements were such a pain, waiting for it to dry, painting it and everything. And I swear, one day I just walked into the church. I went over to my mother-in-law because she had been helping me at the time, trying to find things for me to occupy myself with. And I just walked up to her and I was like, I'm going to try jewelry. And it's just been up since there.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I know exactly what I know what you mean. Yeah, I know this house is entirely small. This crazy. This is my first year because my son's 8 months. So I'm like,
oh yeah. It's definitely important.
Yeah, and it's funny that you've gone through so many different things because I can relate to that. Even my mom, since she's been married, she's been more of a stay at home. But my siblings are older, so it doesn't really count. But even watching her go through different things, sorry, my
Right.
I'm dying.
And it's okay.
Um, and I would think that it's important for us to identify the things we're passionate about. So,
Right.
did you have something more passionate that came up as you've been doing your jewelry business, or is it really just been centered around your hobby and trying to find something to do?
It's really just been around my business.
Mhm.
I have a vision and I have a goal.
Okay.
With my business, with my jewelry business, that's the root, that's the foundation to everything.
Okay.
So with that root, it extends into branches and extends into leaves and everything. So I also do digital graphics. I have an ebook. I have
Mhm.
some YouTube channels. I
Okay.
do tutorials. I want to start working with people.
Mhm.
Actually, right now at the moment, my current project is coming out with DIY kits for people. So
Really?
I want to try to milk my business as much as I
Mhm.
can. And in the process of milking it as much as I can, I'm able to try different things, but it still all relates back to my foundation of love youth creation.
Oh, that is so dope. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Okay,
Thank
girl,
you. Thank you. Thank
that's dope.
you.
What would you say motivates you? Is it your kids? Is it you really trying to have something to give to people? What is your motivation?
I think I have a lot of different it's a lot of different things that does motivate me. It's definitely my family. It's definitely my husband,
Mhm.
my customers, because they're not just customers. They're also people that I built bonds with over the years,
Yeah.
like Miss Nicole.
Mhm.
So those people. And last year I had a mental breakdown and I closed all my shops, I shut down my business and everything. And I had so many customers reaching out to me and understanding why I closed down my shop, but also seeing that they cared about me and what I was going through and how they wanted to support me. So those customers and my family and my children, my sister she was going to band at the time, and she told me how much she wanted to quit, how much she wanted to give up. And she told me that every time she thought about quitting, she always looked at me. And so she felt like because I kept pressing forward through my trials and my failures in my business, that gave her the encouragement to continue with band, even though she was struggling and she wanted to quit. So I've kind of held on to what she said throughout the years of the times that I've wanted to quit, because I realized that other people are watching me as well, and I inspire other people. And I would really hate to just quit and feel like I'm letting other people down while letting myself down in the process. So it's a whole lot of things that motivate me.
No, that's important. When you have those people that are watching you and actively let you know that they're watching you, what type of pressure do you think you feel, or how do you deal with that type of pressure?
Before I would say before my breakdown, because my breakdown was just kind of like a opening to something. So
Yeah.
before my breakdown, I would say that it was extremely important for me to feel like a perfectionist, to make sure
Mhm.
I was letting everybody know that whatever I said, I was accomplishing it. I was hiding my failures. I was
Mhm.
hiding my boo-boos. I was hiding my struggles.
Mhm.
Now I'm at the point where this is a part of life. It's a part of business. In everybody's business, we all have a different vision and we all have a different goal. We have a lot of people out there who are saying you should follow this outline for your business to be successful. But at the end of the day, it's your vision and it's your goal. So if
Mhm.
you want to let people know that, hey, I'm struggling with my business right now, I just need a break, do that, because that still goes back to showing your authenticity. And that's what people
Mhm.
buy into, is who you are as a person and how your business is represented through you.
Oh yes, I love that. That's exactly
Thank
why I
you.
started my channel, was because I was seeing so many people on social media and just on YouTube showing us the end result. I want
Right.
to see, I'm struggling. I want to
Right.
see you struggle with me. Show me what
Right.
we're doing. And I love that you can say that, because that's real. That is so real. There is so
Yes.
many times people start these businesses and they have to shut it down because we don't have the money. Let's just be
Right.
real. It's expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is.
and it's hard to tell people that. It's hard to just be, okay, I can't do it. And I love that
Right.
you, that's very
Thank
important.
you. Thank you.
Okay, so something else that I've talked about on my channel is um how we as women of color put value in the things that we do, our success. Would you say that you've experienced that? Like having these multiple things that you can say you've done in order to associate it with your value?
I would say yes. I feel like women of color go through so much, and throughout the years we're shown, we see, and we know through seeing through one another, from even looking in our own reflection, that we're strong, that we can always push forward, and we always come out victorious even though we go through the mud a lot. And that was a question I believe you had on the interview, and
Mm-hmm.
I really was hoping that you would ask that, because I felt like it was so important. And I just feel like, and I feel like I'm deviating away from what you were saying,
Wait.
but I just was so hyped for the question of about women of color striving in business. And I feel like, and I was talking to my husband about this, I had a recording everything because I was just so excited.
Yeah.
But over the years, we all know, even through our ancestors, that women of color are strong. But only now, or only recently, has it actually been realized or acknowledged.
Yeah.
And I'm a strong advocate for lead by example. And we have so many women of color who are taking that step. And while they're taking that step, they're opening up the door, they're opening up a window, or they're making a little hole, or, they're cleaning out the chimney for other women of color to go ahead and follow and come through. They don't have to follow in the same path, but they at least have an entryway, or they have somebody who's like, okay, somebody already did it. And the
Yeah.
more that we do that, the more that we continue to incline that way, we can only get better, because as women, especially as women of color, that's how we are. That's how we're
Yeah.
built.
Yeah, I know. No, I knew I would love this. Yes, it is so true. That is so true. I
Yeah.
talk to my husband about it all the time. My husband is Filipino and white. So having
Okay.
these conversations and giving him that insight and sharing just my experience, I have gotten to the point where I'm constantly doing something. I feel like if I don't have something I can show, I don't feel like I'm where I need to be.
Right. Yeah.
And even now, I've taken a lot of, I guess, interest in being more on my feminine side and being a housewife and being at home and understanding what my role is as a woman. So I've stepped back and being able to see kind of the work I was able to do because someone else did it or showed me that I'm capable of doing it has
Right.
been nice, and
Yeah.
even about growing up, like I'm only 26, but having those experiences, I remember my mom being big on pick one career wise. You only have like 2-3 options as a woman of color, and it had to be either top of the line or somewhere along the feminine lines. And I was never interested in that. I was always
Right.
interested in doing the crazy things. Like I didn't pick one. I have degrees in every field
Yeah.
and I have that interest. But
Oh,
I
that's
thought,
right.
yeah, like I never understood that. And it was because I was able to see people do it and
Yeah.
not be so limited. Oh, you can be a lawyer, you can be a
Yes.
doctor, you can be a teacher. Okay. I can do this other
Right.
stuff, and I
Exactly.
value that. I love your answer. I think that's very important. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You throwing me off. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's get back to your jewelry business. Ooh, what would you say are some misconceptions when it comes to what you do? Do you have things that you may encounter with different customers that may be challenging, or things that people just think come easy for your business?
I think the misconception a lot comes from when I'm person to person and introducing my business.
Mhm.
Because I do have, it's a small social media presence, but I do have some kind of social media presence. So people can actually already see what I do. And if they're
Yeah.
interested, then, they'll approach me. If not,
Mhm.
then, they'll go back their way. But person to person, it's like, hi, I'm a jewelry designer. And I feel that there's just so many different kind of jewelry items that you can make, that people are just kind of like, okay. But then once I actually start explaining what I do and showing them what I do, then they become intrigued. And other than that, I think that's really the only struggle that I've come across as far as
Yeah.
like introducing my business to other people.
Yeah. And that's definitely interesting. Again, that world is rough. It's so rough.
It is.
People want it. They want you to, sell your stuff and promote, especially Black businesses. They want it.
Right.
But when you put it in front of them, for some reason, it's the hardest thing to get done.
Yeah.
Like I'm confused. I'm confused. What
Mm-hmm.
did you want? So I definitely get that.
Oh
Would
yeah.
you say you have any advice when it comes to dealing with that? I know you said you obviously just have to give people that spill, like let them know who you are, but what do you kind of go through your processing or maybe your packaging or your motivation, not your motivation, your mission or vision?
Wait, can you repeat that one more time?
What would you say are the things you do to overcome that? In short, that's what.
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
Because the thing about it is when you are person to person, I'm pretty much a saleswoman. So I'm like that person that's going door to door, knocking on people and the door is being slammed in the face. And you
Mhm.
have to find some way to kind of like pick up your dignity
Yeah.
and then go to the next person and do it again. So it's the gamble, the
Mhm.
response that you can get from people. So
Right.
I think now I've just kind of become numb
Hmm.
to the rejection. I would say it doesn't affect me as it used to.
Yeah.
It's still something that I'm working on,
Hmm.
and I'll let you know when I do overcome
Yeah,
that.
please do. That's exactly what we do over here. We just progress.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Yes. Okay, so my next question, I have two more questions for you.
Okay,
Oh crap, hang on. Okay, sorry, it's dying on me. My first question is going to be about your kids, right?
okay.
So you have amazing kids,
Mhm.
and in the world we're in today, obviously it's so many things that we have to deal with, especially with boys.
Right.
How are you guys dealing with this? How are you and your husband kind of approaching the new world your kids are growing up
It's difficult.
in? Mm-hmm.
Um, I think and this is just a general answer, and then if it's okay, then I'll kind of go into my children.
Please.
But when people have multiple kids, I
Mm-hmm.
think that they forget that every child isn't the same. Every
Mm-hmm.
child has their own personality. But most of the time, because in general, we forget that everybody is different, we'll treat them all the same and expect them all to act the same. So I feel like that's what's going on within the world is, it's just nobody has an identity. And I feel like well, I'm not going to say nobody has an identity. People struggle
Mm-hmm.
to find their identity
Okay.
in a place where cover ups are being pushed and hide your flaws and it's so much stuff being pushed so far away from being who you truly are that it's difficult. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like personally I'm going through that with one of my children and she's struggling to find who she is. And I watch her and I see her and I ask her questions and it's really something that she's struggling with. And she's 10 years old and that's not old at all. And that shouldn't even be a factor where she feels like
Right.
she has to figure out who she is. But all
Yeah.
that shows me is this is what's going on. She's in elementary school.
Yeah.
So can you imagine? And as adults, we struggle to find our identity, but an elementarian trying to find her identity and struggling to know who she is. And
Mm-hmm.
and the things that's being put out there for our children is just polluting their minds so much that they don't know which direction to go into. So wherever they see the multitude, that's just where they're going because that's where the multitude is. So with my children, I have recognized that each one has a different personality and I treat them as such. So my oldest daughter, she's working on finding things that she likes. So at the time she's in band and she's trying different instruments and she absolutely loves it. And I love seeing the joy on her face. But I wouldn't push that onto my son who loves sports and he loves cars and stuff. So with my daughter, I would align with her and band and she likes to read and we have some of the same interests in music, so we align that way. With my son, he's into sports and he likes soccer and he likes playing with cars. So me and my husband both understand that all of our children are different, and we treat them how they are as a person, and understand that even as children, especially growing up in the world that they're growing up in. And my sister, she's with us too. We raised her for maybe like 7 years, 8 years, something like that. She's even working on who she is. I forgot where I was going with that. My mind just, but
No.
I was just saying all that to say that when we understand that our children are different, and we respect that they're different, we respect that they have feelings and they have emotions, and there's certain things that they don't like, and we will try to force that on them. But once we recognize that our children are people too, and their feelings and their identities matter, we're better able to help our youth go in the direction that they should be going into, and not in the direction that they are in now.
Mm. Oh, okay. So let me, girl.
I told
Okay.
you I'm a chatterbox.
No, I love it though. I love it. It's very insightful. And okay, you're just, yes, you're welcome. Okay, so you're a 10-year-old. I was a second grade teacher. So that perspective, yes, I have definitely seen that. And I was always interested in their thought process. So you said you've talked to her, you've asked her questions. What came about? What were the thoughts? I guess I'm very interested in what questions or answers could have come about that really made her struggle with her identity. What were things that kind of triggered you or wondered what was going on? I guess that's a loaded question, but just what was going on in that baby's head?
I think just watching her mimic people.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time she'll hang out with somebody and then she'll just kind of replicate behind what they would do, to the point that sometimes people would get aggravated with her. So then I
Mm.
would start talking to her and I'd be like, what do you like to do? And she'd be like, I don't know. And then she'll pick like her sister. Her sister
Yeah.
likes band, and her
Okay.
sister's in band and has been in band for maybe about 3 years. And she'd be like, oh, I do band. Or she'll find something that her brother likes. So when I ask her questions and she's not saying
Yeah.
and this is what I like, and this is what I want to do, then I know that she's struggling. Even with validation, and this is something that I struggle with too, and I've been working on it. And because I realize it in myself and acknowledge that I have it, I'm better able to see it in her. But she looks for validation a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
So an example would be, she came in and she had put an outfit together. Like I said, everybody has with their personalities being different, they also dress different too. So we
Yeah.
have like a whole bunch of different fashion icons going on in the house.
Yeah.
So she put her own style together, and she came in the room and she was like, Mommy, do you like it? And I was going to answer her, but I know she was looking for validation. So I
Yeah.
asked her and I said, do you like it? And she looked in the mirror and she was like, I like it. I was like, okay, well, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Because really, that's what your identity is about. It's about what you like and what you want to do and your interest in. No, you don't want to do this, and no, you don't like this, and standing behind that and not being able to be so easily influenced by somebody else's opinion. And
Mm.
that is something that I really want to dive into with my children, and plant that firmly, is not be easily influenced by people. Because when you're weak, you mentally, you'll fall for anything. You'll believe anything anybody tells you, and you'll feel like it's right, but it's
Mhm.
wrong, and it's wrong. But because you're so easily influenced, is you just swept away in whatever it is that's going on. So
Mhm.
I'm hoping that I can help my children have strong minds. If not anything else, hopefully they have strong
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
minds.
And it's just so funny because I can definitely relate. And again, just having these experiences and hearing someone else speak on them, it's the most heartfelt moment. But just understanding that growing up, I was a lot of the same way. Really struggling with that validation and understanding why. And
Right.
as an adult, I'm trying to figure out, okay, do I like this, or was I taught to like this for so
Right.
long? And now
Oh
I have
yeah.
a son, my husband's a complete opposite. He's like, why? Like, why do you care? And I'm just like, well, it's just growing up. That's what it was. So understanding how to have those conversations with my son as he gets older and identifying when he is struggling, that's super insightful. And I love that.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So let's kind of again go back to your business. I just love this conversation. This is dope. We're gonna have to talk about something else later. But I love this. How often do you get out in the community to sell your jewelry? How does that look for you?
It used to be very frequent, but what I realized is not all business is good business. And it's important to know what is good for your business and what's not good for your business. So I do want my business to have a certain vibe to it. So that comes with research and looking into the areas and looking into the hosts and everything. So I used to get out into the community. Now I've just been more so working on my online stores, and that's kind of just where my focus has been until I'm at that place again where I feel comfortable with going out and setting up.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. In the Atlanta area, yes, I know.
Oh yeah.
Yes. What does your delivery and your services look like? Do you deliver? Do you have just shipping, or how do people get in touch with your products?
Well, I actually have 3 different methods. So most of the time it's shipping. Okay. I also have a local pickup for my local customers, and then I also, for some people, I'll meet them halfway.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so tell me, what types of jewelry do you make? Is it just like necklaces, bracelets, things of that nature?
It's everything. When I did start making jewelry, I was actually literally just doing everything. So I know how to do the beads, the wire, string, cord, anything pretty much dealing with jewelry. I know how to do it, but I do like doing more so just the photo bracelets. So that's what I've been working on. So I did bring like a piece over that I finished yesterday. So this is one of my my popular ones, and it's a photo time bracelet.
Yes.
So I just put like their pictures in the bracelet, and then they wear it. And then this is one that I did for myself. So it's pretty much just, these are my focus. But I also do like the regular bracelets, just the regular beaded stuff. I want to get more into metals and stainless steel and precious gemstones, along with adding into my photo charms into that. So I do everything with jewelry, but I specialize in the picture ones. But I want to move over into the gemstones and into the metals. And that's actually where I'm transitioning into now as we speak.
I love that. That is so dope.
Thank you.
So dope. Yes. I love that. Those are beautiful. Girl, we're gonna have to really talk. I love that. Awesome. Okay, so tell me, do you have social media pages? Do you have a website that we can share?
Yes. So my website is www.lovethesecreations.com. That is also all of my social media handles. I have a Facebook, a Pinterest, a TikTok, and a YouTube. My YouTube is different. It's at Simone J, and that's pretty much just my tutorials on how I make things. Hopefully soon I'll start having more snippets on being able to take like maybe a chain and figuring out different ways to get the most out of that chain. So you can turn that chain into some earrings, into a headband, into a necklace, into a bracelet, into an anklet. So we were talking about social media handles. No,
I love that.
All of my social media handles are Love These Creations, and my website is www.lovethesecreations. I also have an Etsy store, which is Love These Creations too.
Love that. I'm definitely going to share that. It'll be in this video and in the description box. But I had one more question I almost forgot about. Okay. So I was all in your business, and I know you've been married for 11 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any advice for someone like me who is trying to get this marriage thing together or figure out how to be as long as you?
Communication is super important. Always always have that door open for communication. If you're able to talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about with your husband, you're able to overcome any issue that y'all might have in your marriage. Also with communication comes being able to receive what your partner is saying. No, you don't have to like it, but that's his feelings. And just like how you have your feelings and you want him to respect yours, you have to respect his. Keep people at your business, because at the end of the day, that's your union. And as a union, it's just supposed to be y'all two. And once you start letting people into that fold, there's going to be unnecessary people who follow in as well. When you have the good, you also have to take the bad. So any issues that you and your husband have, work it out between y'all two. Communicate, be patient, enjoy your family, take a lot of pictures. There's been so many things that my kids have done, and with time and juggling so many different things, I've forgotten about it. Recently, maybe like 2 years ago, I invested in a camera, and now it's also become one of my obsessions is photography. But any chance I get, they know that I'm coming with the camera, and being able to reflect on watching your family grow and your children grow, and remembering that your son or your daughter brought you this little flower when they were 2 years old, it's the greatest feeling in the world. So I would just say enjoy it. Enjoy what you have and love it.
I appreciate that. Definitely, that was more personal for me. But I love that. I love that. Oh my gosh. So like I told you, I wasn't gonna keep too much of your time. So I definitely appreciate this. Like I said, we do need to talk because I have some things I would love to do with you.
Okay.
But again, I do appreciate you. I will make sure I share this video. It will be on our channel, of course, all of your pages. And I don't know what else to say. I'm just so grateful. I really am.
Thank you. I am too. This was a great opportunity and I appreciate it. I've been so stoked. I've been excited. I've been geeked up for like the last 4 hours, and then 10 minutes into it, I was like, I'm not ready. That's not that. I was scrambling, but it was amazing. I enjoyed it. I really did. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. I was excited too. I was like, oh, oh my goodness. But yes, y'all, make sure that you use all the links. They are going to be in the description box. Make sure you go tap in with Simone and all of her amazing jewelry, y'all. I can't wait. I'm about to purchase some stuff. We're going to talk. But yes, this is just Jasa, and this is the SheEO segment. Make sure you come back next Wednesday for our next SheEO.